Now, if we file bankruptcy, you know what the Indiana Bond Bank would say to us? Or the Fifth Third Bank would say to us? The Chase Bank would say to us? Sorry, we cannot help you because you're in bankruptcy. We don't want to give them any excuse not to loan us money to keep the city doors open until the tax distribution come in. So it would be really malfeasance for us to put the community under that kind of a gun that we're going to hope that if we file bankruptcy that we're going to be able to borrow some money. No, we don't have to. That's number one. Number two is we've been to the Distress Unit Appeals Board. We asked for a 4-year program so when the tax caps come into play that we will be able to soar like an eagle. Now, we have been what? Crawling. We have been walking. Now we're getting ready to run. So we are one of the few cities, in fact, we're the only city that went to the Distress Unit Appeals Board. The other cities played macho. Why? Because they said, well, if we go to the Distress Unit Appeals Board, it'll look like we mismanaging and all of that, correct, right? Anywhere where there's a window where we can get some money for Gary, Indiana, true, I'm going to show up. We showed up and got the money.
Right.
So now these other cities, there's about 7 cities around this state that may be filing bankruptcy. Gary's not one of them. So I want the people of Gary, Indiana to know that we're on sound ground here. We're not going to file bankruptcy, and the doors will be open. And not only that, we're one of the few cities that have not laid off police, right?
Right.
Laid off some firefighters, and we're that close right now to bringing them back. So we've been doing the right things, but we inherited quite a financial, should I say, we were in like financial quicksand, but we were creative and innovative, and we furlough days. One of the first cities in America that said we're going to have furlough days for our employees, and then the people said, oh, that's a bad thing, we shouldn't do that. Now all cities are doing it.
That's true.
We did it first because it was a good situation, whereas we would keep our employees working, but they just take a furlough day to save money to put in our general fund. So I think we've done the right thing. I really have.
Definitely. And Mr. Mayor, there, for all the naysayers out there, you basically said that, you're not selling out. No way that we are going to go and file bankruptcy or we're going to give up. You're going to take us to that next level. But as all administrators, you inherited a lot of work to do. And you came in and you really, stretched the ball. And as a great man said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So in this case, do not ask what your city can do for you, but what can you do for your city. So it takes the naysayers to actually get out there and support, what's going on in the city and constantly support the administration, even though you may disagree in what decision they make, but all decisions are not going to be the best decision. So the question here is, in your term here as mayor, and you are running for re-election, and I wish you congratulations on that. What was the most thing you regretted, the decision that you regretted since you've been in office?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that if I had to do it all over again, I would have appointed our city controller, her name is Salita Green, a little earlier. She taught finances in Indiana University. She's done just a tremendous job with our finances. And I think I would have done that a little earlier. But of course, sometimes you fall down, but you got to get back up. And when we got back up and appointed her as our city controller, our finances, we started doing things to make sure that our finances in order, and she's done just a tremendous job because finances, I would be willing to say, is one of our biggest challenges. And let me say this, it's not over yet,
True.
When I first became mayor, you know how you look down that tunnel and you see the light at the end of the tunnel? That light was a train coming at us. But now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, thanks to our city controller and her financial team, and I feel good about where we are. But if I had to do it all over again, one of the things I certainly would have done is appointed her as city controller early on.
If I may add, Salita Green is in reading her work and the things that she's done since she's been city controller. I think she did some awesome work and some great things that Mrs. Green has accomplished. And what are your plans as far as the upcoming years, as far as youth programs, youth summer programs, youth jobs for the city of Gary?
I know we have our Youth Services Bureau.
True.
In fact, I talked with Quilla Young. She's our Youth Services Bureau director the other day. And she wants to move our summer youth program into the Hudson Campbell. Last year, it was about, what was it, approximately 57,000 lunches that were served to young people in our community. And we're going to try to make sure that more than that is served this time. But another thing, and in fact, we've done a couple of things here. Number one is, I want to see young people stop dropping out of school. So what do? We applied, the city that is, for a grant. And we won the grant. And the grant was presented to the schools under Barbara Leak and some other people to fund that program so people stop dropping out of school. We did that. We also wanted to be sure that young people inside the schools would not have this violence. So what has happened here is you have police now that's in the school. But first of all, young people like what? They want to work. They want, especially during the summer. They like money too.
True.
So what we're doing now is all these businesses and et cetera, when we say, okay, you want to get a tax credit from the state, you want us to help you, we've got over $25 million, $25,800,000 on tax credits for businesses coming in this community. Mm-hmm. And one of the things we've said to them, we want you to hire these young people during the summer. And they say, okay, we'll do it. So through our Job Resource Center, young people get jobs through our Job Resource Center with these businesses that has gotten this tax credit, $25 million in tax credits, over $338 million worth of investments from businesses that's coming in our community here. And we're saying to them, look, we want you to hire young people during the summer while they're, out of school. And then so they can have money to go back to school or back to college or this kind of thing. So one of my major focuses is to be sure that young people have jobs in our community so they can go and pay money to go to college or maybe want to go to the theater or whatever and have a nice time, And so that's one of our focuses there. And then there are a lot of other things that the city is concentrating on as it relates to young people. But I say to young folks all the time, look, be the best that you can be. Do your best at whatever it is. But you got to get an education. I go to schools, and speak at schools, and then I ask them, what do you want to be? I want to be LeBron James. I want to be Michael Jordan. I want to be the world's greatest National Football League player. But I tell them, there's 0 basketball player in the NBA. There's 0 National Football League players that did not graduate from high school. They all graduated from high school. So you got to get your education. And once you leave high school, you can go on to higher education or one of the technical schools or whatever. But education, my friend, is the key. And if you want to follow your dreams, get an education. If you want to be great, get an education. You want to be first, you want to be a drum major, get an education. And there's nothing wrong with being a drum major. That means you want to be first in everything you do. Get an education, and I push that.
Definitely. Well, Mr. Mayor, I definitely want to thank you for dropping by into the living room today. And hopefully we have you back on the show later on in the year or as the show progresses. So I thank you, Mr. Mayor. You're doing a great job. Thank you for joining us in the living room.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more In Your House with Antoine Clemens.
All right.
Mr. Johnson, it's time to start saving.
This savings wake-up call is brought to you by your friends at Choose to Save.
You're in the house with Antoine. You're in the house with Antoine. You're in the house with